look at this. The Aztecs pick, in fact, so right into it on Frigid Lake. ACCM in the red, going for the Aztecs, knowing very likely that his opponent, TaToH, in the blue, will be opting for the Persians, and he calls that correctly with Arabia in the pool. That's a bit of a surprise for me, though, that Aztecs comes out this early.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of means, like, he either thinks, okay, the likely civilization, Persians, can somehow be countered by Aztecs, but honestly, like, the rush distance is so long, especially if you lose the center water. Maybe he has something fancy planned, maybe some fast castle. Kind of Monks is a guarantee in this matchup.
And we'll have to see what he's got, because clearly this is a thought-through strategy. Again, leaving Persians up, knowing that TaToH is very likely to bring it out here. He opts into this Aztecs pick. We already see that Persian player out with the dock and a fishing ship to boot. And so the eco lead will build as ACCM stays at home with the Eagle Scout to start pushing in his deer.
And TaToH, what was that scout? He went to the front. Was he maybe expecting the dock first from the Aztecs players?
Going for the opting out of a lumber camp, sticking on the straggler trees in an early dock. So yeah, scouting forward for that, sees that ACCM isn't going for it, but then opts to bring his scout home, perhaps to push some deer for himself.
Wait. Are both deer spots spawning together? I think those are both deer spots, right? Because ACCM already sent some. I've never seen that before. It's kind of a battle for the deer.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. In fact, and it doesn't look like TaToH has any interest at this point in pushing deer. Look, his scout's coming forward yet again. So maybe he might be just as confused as we are as to what the strategy is here for Aztecs on the map.
But as we mentioned multiple times, right, TaToH, one of the most active scouters. Pretty much impossible to lose your scout here because you see this short area, and he's a bit scared. Still, he wants to double and triple check if there's no dock. Yeah,
Loom came in, didn't have the food quite yet to click up, so does queue up another 3 villagers. This is an adjustment. He's adapting 100%.
He knows there's no water aggression, right? So he doesn't need to rush it that much. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to 4 fishing ships as well.
Wow. Yeah, already a second fishing ship out. I mean, it's a game of adaptability here for TaToH, and honestly, one of the players who's probably best at adapting. What a deep strategic mind he has. And so immediately recognizing without seeing the dock up that he has no need to rush to the feudal age to protect his fish. We'll have to worry about some scout harassment, but not too much. Okay, ends up unqueuing a villager to get feudal age out. Feudal age times about match between both players, but still no dock for ACCM. Barracks and militia on the way.
So also stats guy thinking that ACCM has a plan here. There's also a wild scenario that we didn't even think about yet. ACCM just accepts a loss here, right? First pick from TaToH Persians, and ACCM says, okay, maybe I go for a 15% success rate strategy here. You will convert your Persians into a W, but I will have better civilization for potential game 2 to 5.
Which I would be totally aligned with, except for I don't know if Aztecs would be the civ I would throw away then in that expected loss. I mean, again, we'll see what he can get done. With it, Aztecs are still a very powerful civ and should never be underestimated at the very least. 2 militia moving forward now. He can opt to either continue to harass these fishing ships or even onto the TaToH's forward gold.
Gets quite some pressure on here. Look at that, 20 HP plus already taken away. Soon men-at-arms will arrive. And TaToH, he's only now building the barracks. Archer defense, not a thing for him.
Yeah, barracks is up, looking for that archery range to follow. Militia grouping up. We are about to hit feudal age for ACCM. Would expect the man-at-arms click as soon as he does. TaToH is able to find it, though, with his scout. So he is tracking these as they make their way in. And good walls up to protect the wood line and the archery range as it goes up.
Yeah, you see how he even focused on those houses compared to the archery ranges, but now those men-at-arms, they can go through. And it's impossible to wall towards the town center. Plus, there are barely any villagers.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't even hit those with the arrow fire, so the militia come in. He's going to have to wall up the villagers, but already forcing some idle time and a lot of attention here out of TaToH. Even gets the wall down. This could be a Vilded.
Oh, tries to run in the other direction. Still has enough houses, so could be fine. The eagle block.
Wonderfully played. Early damage here out of the Aztecs player.
And the dock follow-up. Oh!
And TaToH hasn't scouted this because his scout is back trying to deal with the militia.
Oh, maybe it is the preparation. No idea there. Now you have villagers at the deep fish as well. This is ugly. You are not really investing your gold onto water because you are building those archers. Look at the worker efficiency. It has to be horrible. Villagers constantly walking.
57 worker efficiency in the last minute, pulling all of those villagers that were on their way out to build a second lumber camp. Even a second villager looking to go down here. Beautiful micro out of ACCM.
Crazy how he's doing that. And TaToH deleted house, now in one blocked. Still fine in that regard, though.
Okay, TaToH finally getting his first look at the dock with garrisoned units already, so he knows that he's going to have to start building something in defense. It's a demo ship as a first option for TaToH, knowing that there's likely going to be more than one fire galley on the way.
Ooh, quick vault in time here. Now builds the tower at the front here. Berries should be fine as well. 2 archers will be enough for the defense, but maybe ACCM even thinking about attacking some on water.
Action-packed early game, forcing the tower out. ACCM really making TaToH think twice about what he's going to do next. Demo ship moving forward to try and get the scouting. Oh, and even went for the 2 villagers that he had scouted, but gets sniped by the fire galleys. And now the fishing ships, they're left for the taking.
4-0 KD. He found another villager. I think he found a villager at the gold there. Maybe, oh, that maybe was a fishing ship. Yeah, likely to be a fishing ship. But that's so far a perfect game from ACCM.
Yeah. Either way, he's getting so much value out of these militia, or these men-at-arms. Once again, another villager goes down. We've got 2 archers in defense, but it's not quite enough. Eventually, we'll push these men-at-arms away, but at this point, the damage is done, and ACCM has the eco lead.
Now the question, how is ACCM following it up, right? Some players might go for the market, might go for the big eager play, selling all the stone. Others might at the archer range. Lots of questions, and TaToH, he needs to find out, he needs to use a scout.
Yeah, from here, some very early walls, using all that forward pressure that he's bought himself the time back at home to get these walls up. ACCM is going to feel very comfortable.
Okay. Apparently, Statsky and I are now getting into a dialogue on stream here.
Another demo ship coming forward. This one not quite sniped by the fire galley, so may get a fishing ship for his efforts. We'll take that trade, but dock under pressure. It is a Persian dock, so we'll stand for quite some time. Archers now forward for TaToH. No fletching just yet, and the walls are just about complete for ACCM. Going to get forced back. No villager kills, though, just yet. 4 Eagle Scouts as well in response.
20 seconds away from getting fletching. Those 4 Eagle Scouts could actually be fine. Getting armor as well, and TaToH might stay in this one a bit longer than he wants to. Eagles could get micro back as well and healed up in the town center.
Yeah, 5 seconds away from fletching. That'll make those archers far more effective, while the Eagles still don't have their melee armor. 10 seconds till that comes in, but in fact, doing a wonderful job of pushing these archers away. Even the fire galley coming in to lend some aid.
No losses. 8-5. Lost the men-at-arms at the same time somewhere, though, I believe. So that threat at least weathered for now. ACCM 11 on food, TaToH with 12. Both players really struggling to get to the 800 food to click up to Castle Age.
Yeah, but full control of water here for ACCM, so the Persian players still stuck on, you know, pumping out the demos, using those archers to keep the Eagles at bay. A little bit more of a stalemate point for TaToH, though. Now he's got to focus on getting the rest of his walls up. He'll do that just now with some houses around these wood lines.
One more house needed there, and that's a big wood line here to the top. Has to be pretty nice for him. Already walled up off the bottom, and it will be tricky for ACCM to find a lot of damage unless he wants to commit to forward siege workshop.
Yeah, should hopefully clean up both of these scouts if he can micro well enough. Good splits, though, from ACCM, and the added movement speed from the scouts means one of them should get away. Both players almost essentially walled up. They both have golds nice and safe in the back of their bases at this point.
Market from ACCM, as we can see here, so very likely that he will maybe even sell all his stone, just get to a better timing. For now, only 1 barracks, and then the big question, will we see a sneaky villager trying to put on the pressure?
Ooh, I would love to. I would love to. He still has enough gold where he can buy a little bit more food. Both players essentially matched, though, in that food count. ACCM, though, market abuse. Love to see it. He's definitely racing towards the Castle Age.
Okay, sees that there's a repair. That's kind of a giveaway that you are still looking to continue building out of that dock. And yeah, we can see ACCM making the right adjustment. The demo sneaky behind there at the left-hand side of the screen, as we can see. And he keeps more army hidden on water.
Yeah, 4 fire galleys out now for ACCM, so TaToH still would need to produce more numbers if he wants to win that battle out there on the water. But it looks like both players are ultra focused on getting themselves to the Castle Age. ACCM, though, with quite a lead when it comes to the food count.
TaToH had the full wall, now deleted some to make a hole. I think he wants to squeeze in either a market or a stable there.
Oh, demo ship.
Oh.
Coming in, looking forward. TaToH sees it, though, gets a decent split. And so numbers advantage still on water for ACCM. We do have a repair villager for TaToH, though, so could perhaps turn the 3v4 a demo of his own. But ACCM is firing on all cylinders today. Does trade 1 for 1 in those numbers, and with the repair villager, I think ACCM will have to retreat.
Oh, galley. Might have been a misclick, might have been his approach to snipe the villager that was trying to repair. Maybe he felt, okay, I have the fast production, but obviously Persians dock work fast as well.
Another engagement. TaToH going to retreat from this one, continue to look for the repairs. That market is going up to fill the hole in the wall, like you mentioned there, Nili. So he'll be chasing ACCM down. 4 more Eagles moving forward. Going to avoid getting scouted for the moment, maybe trying to loop around and even snipe that villager or all 4 of these, or 3 of these fire galleys that are very low.
Oh yeah, and now the galley can even commit there as well, right? Could be all 3 down. Nice realization from ACCM that he can take a fight with land units on water.
Wow, and through all of this, ACCM only 50 seconds away from the Castle Age, whereas TaToH just managing to click up, dropping double stable, though, and on the front lines. So ACCM going to be very aware of what he's playing into.
Triple barracks from ACCM. So double stable, probably the right answer here from TaToH. Obviously, both players pretty much stuck with 1 TC, right? TaToH built the defensive tower, no stone for extra town centers. ACCM sold all his stone, no stone for extra town centers either.
Heavy on gold is TaToH as well. 17 on gold currently. Wants to make sure he's got plenty of gold in the bank for production of knights, as well as a few more fire galleys to stay competitive on water.
That shop not too likely there. Will we see someone go for war galleys? Will they value water that much? I think land units is something they need to prioritize, and as we can see, ACCM, he puts all his resources and upgrades for those.
Yes, we got that Eagle upgrade as well as Squires for the extra movement speed. Bloodlines coming in for TaToH before he hits the Castle Age to make sure his knights are as strong as possible. When he gets there, these archers going to come to defend the wood line and just push these Eagles away from harassing the houses.
Okay, but now some attack at the bottom. A villager was sent there to reinforce those walls. Now build some more houses behind this. Should be in time.
He will get it. It looks like, oh, just barely in time. Lucky to get that one, because 5 Eagles in the back of the eco, especially on this map where you don't have TCs to easily garrison into, would have been disaster.
Man, and ACCM, he's doing all the right steps, right? He realized, okay, now I have the map control. I'm still going over here. He drops the monastery in front of his base as well. Not aggressively, but he's just happy. If I get 3, maybe even can get 4 relics, he's nicely set up with
Aztec relics as well. Yes, that would be a dream. 2 knights out onto the field for TaToH. Going to look to help clear up the water first before they go hunt down some of those Eagles.
TaToH. Kind of bulletproof right now, right? He rewalls every single area. He's getting attacked at like 4 different spots and finds answers in all of them.
Yeah, so again, happy to know that his eco isn't getting raided, but spending a lot of time with villagers out there repairing houses or building new ones.
That's why you can see. Also ACCM, more income there overall, simply because TaToH, so much investment and villagers had to do something else than other resources.
Eagle numbers are off the charts right now. 20 out onto the field, 4 more in the queue. We've got Wheelbarrow coming in behind all of this to make sure that the farming eco is even better for ACCM.
Fire Galley goes down, more knights going down as well. 1 conversion gets the relic with the monk that just got the conversion. Some good seconds.
Oh, big demo perhaps. Oh, but a great split once again from ACCM. He knows who he's up against today, and he says, TaToH, it will not be the demo play. Oh, but he gets it.
He forgot. He forgot.
Oh, I get the caster curse every single time, right?
But he was in with the Eagles at the same time. So much happening here. Oh, man. Crazy action here. And, well, those Eagles looking to find some kills, but only 1 villager around. And now plug the soul as well.
Forcing big reactions, though, out of TaToH here. Having to bring 4 knights back just to defend his wood lines as these Eagles will continue to run circles. Okay. Farm's starting to go up for TaToH, though. He's also thinking about getting his food count up. Both players completely strapped for resources currently.
Yeah, crazy how good their macro is, right? Bringing basically every single resource down on the map. Like, combined resources are below 500, it feels like. It's absolutely impressive how they are macroing this. And now the first Monk going forward. Is he maybe thinking about the Relic at the left-hand side? Certainly one in the base of TaToH, so at least one guaranteed for him.
And quite possible. I will say through all of this, ACCM has done a better job of getting his eco upgrades. He's got Bosaw plus Horse Collar as well as Wheelbarrow, and TaToH only working with double bit axe. A couple more villagers is the trade-off in all of that.
Persian TC obviously working faster, so he can get the advantage there, even though the idle time is not shabby at all for ACCM here, considering we had that massive amount of action, and ACCM getting the second Relic home already.
All right, a moment to breathe for TaToH. This is where I wonder if he can start to get some forward pressure with those Knights, as we see ACCM thinks this is my opportunity to drop a second town center, start expanding my eco, but doing it with only one Vill over there on that extra gold.
Yeah, well, the eco is so tight, right? If you like build it up, like it's not really, okay, I can have the economy. He only has 14 on farms, right? Wants to keep up the barracks, wants to keep up the first town center, so it makes sense to not super rush it. He couldn't use it anyways.
Second armor upgrade as well for these Eagles, as they continue to lay waste to the houses and the walls of TaToH, retreating just in time as the Knights arrive. Ooh!
Slipped through there. Oh, that was good for Ace.
Little oopsie-doopsie right there.
Oh, what? And repositioning there. I thought there could be like 3-4 dead Eagles and
seriously
he would need to heal up at home, but gets out of there with maybe one hit eaten.
Yeah, masterclass in pathing. First armor upgrade coming in for those Knights as well. Third TC now dropped for ACCM. Full transition into a boom.
Obviously, lots of pathing discussions over the last weeks in all the Discords and all the channels. We actually got a special patch from Microsoft there. We have the new balance that came out like a week ago, but the pathing from January, where the players felt like that's the best pathing we got this year.
Yeah, and I hope people can appreciate what a Herculean feat that is for the team to be able to put together a makeshift patch like that for a tournament just for us. By the way, Nili, third Relic already home for the Aztecs player.
And he's looking that. Look at the minimap. He's already thinking about the fourth one at the left-hand side. Eagle there protecting that, and that's crazy. ACCM, he will be happy with that.
This is masterclass play for the Aztecs right now. Sanctity as well. It's going to make those monks all that much more difficult to deal with. Knights coming in looking for a raid, but the TC is already up. The question is how quick will ACCM respond, and he does just that without losing a Vill.
Nice play. Crossbow Knight, though. Pretty crazy army composition. As you can see, army value way better for TaToH, right? 3.5k against 2.3k. You might look at numbers, but that's not telling the whole story.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, too, the overall KD is well in favor of TaToH, but has lost far more eco units. Here we go, a nice engagement. Monks behind, though. These Eagles is going to force the Knights to retreat.
Right, at least tickling a bit. One
Oh,
demo
I see
round.
that demo.
Double demo, even.
He's gonna try and hide it within the crossbows.
Just imagine a conversion on the demo.
Oh, there's no demo here. A good little snipe, though, from ACCM is going to remove one of the demos from the field, the other one in retreat.
6 monks. You can't really attack into that.
No, not at all. And fervor on top of that.
It's still 1 TC against 3. Clock is ticking in favor of ACCM right now. TaToH needs to fight damage here.
Yeah, definitely. We're even in Vill count right now, but that won't be for long with the 3 TCs pumping away. We also have the pikeman upgrade coming in, which is a fantastic response to the number of Knights that you're seeing. Another stable drop for TaToH back at home.
Fervor. Monks moving faster, plus an additional 5 HP on those Aztecs. Monks, not really an engagement you want to go for. I think he's just threatening it. Oh, he wants to commit. Oh!
Difficult fight, though, for TaToH to take with all of these monks behind. Yes, you've got some crossbows that can maybe look for the monk snipes, and he's going for those just now. How many conversions come through, though? That's the question. And it looks like an overwhelming win here for ACCM.
Oh, that was so brilliant. He thought how many conversions he got, how much healing he's getting in there as well, and how he had some designated eagles killing those crossbows. Brilliant fight.
And all of that, still 2 monks alive in the end. Ooh, another demo in the middle, but it's all for naught.
Oh, and it even felt like he wasn't even forced into that fight. Demo gets another really, really good hit in here. Brilliant minutes for ACCM.
Yeah, I felt the need to save his crossbows, maybe, did TaToH, in terms of taking that fight, but may have been wiser to just take the Knights, run away, looking for some raids, looking for an in through the walls of ACCM with these small groups of Knights. Knows he has to get some damage done.
Yeah, the big problem with saving your knights and going back with their crossbows, you lose all your potential to do damage, right? And you know, okay, I'm playing 1TC, all the white pretty dots are already gone, and likely in the monastery of your opponent gets the conversion here as well. So I like that TaToH tried to force the issue, although it was looking rough.
Yeah, he knows he's on the back foot. He's got to get some damage done. He's going to remain on 1TC. He's going to pump out some upgrades and the knight numbers, look to raid the eco, and maybe fight his way back into it.
Look at ACCM. That just looks so clean. Rewalls everything, gets the conversion, has the defense. Economy looking really solid. Against Persian economy, close to 3k advantage already.
Yeah, pressure back on the front lines while you're the player booming at home. House walls along all these palisades to make sure that the knights can't get in. It's looking difficult for TaToH, and actually he's running low on gold in the front here. Does have one
Demo
more.
on the queue.
Gold in the back. Ooh, 2 demos on their way out.
Left side.
Fortunately, he can't find the big hits that he's looking for to swing the tides of the war.
Army at the top, not really finding the damage either. Now even the Monk could get a conversion here.
Oh, what?
That was from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, he was chasing this one down. Don't get too crazy.
I was going to say, that guy was ready to swap sides, at the very least. We have all of the Monk upgrades coming in for the Aztec player as well.
Should have quite some reasonable amount of HP on those already, right? Redemption, Sanctity. It's at 60 HP.
60 HP. And is able to take out that Monk without losing it to a conversion. A demo coming forward from ACCM. Goes into one knight. TaToH will be happy about that. TaToH getting decent raids here. A couple Vil kills. Keeping himself in it. But still, he's 9 behind in the Vil count.
That was the burden of the good macro, right? He kept producing villagers so much that they couldn't fit into the town center anymore.
It's true.
Conversion transition, that could be an instant conversion. The knights wanted to go in. Pikeman actually finishing the job, and ACM has enough of it. Builds a castle.
I love it. A defensive castle. He knows he's the one with the lead, so there's no reason he needs to do anything ultra risky and throw the game away. Another conversion attempt here on the knights, and gets it. It's all go in the way of ACCM here in game number 1.
So sweet. And stable conversion.
Oh,
Dash.
Oh boy, we've seen this before. Give me the... Yes, you've got to produce one. You've got to produce one.
So for everyone who doesn't know, for Aztecs, Mayans, and Incas who don't have a stable, if you get the conversion somehow, if you get redemption with that civ,
yeah,
you can build a unit called the Slaughter Warrior.
You've heard about get out of my game castles. This is a get out of my game unit if you produce one of these. But we'll see here. Taking it very seriously in map number 1 of a best of 5 when he must get the win here today. At the very least, he's removed a production building from TaToH when
It could be a
TaToH
great
needs
raiding
to be
unit,
forcing it
right?
out. That's true.
It is similar to a knight with the stats. Doesn't need to get upgrades that much.
Clean up on the crossbows there. ACCM chasing away some knights here with
There he is.
pikes.
There he is.
Oh, he's
ACM
done
is
it.
going for them. The Slaughter Warrior.
Let's go.
I want to see that one getting 5 kills.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to see ACCM smile with it as well.
Please, 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 please. Here we go.
Oh,
How many are you going to make?
But you can't really hide it, right?
No,
Your
I
opponent
know,
knows what you're making.
Yeah, there's nothing else that can be made out of that. This is phenomenal.
Oh, clears this one up, and TaToH types to the G. He even sees the flag maybe, and ACM, he couldn't show it.
What a game from ACCM. We questioned the Aztecs' pick into the Persians. We knew there had to be some strategy behind it, and he executes it masterfully.
Yeah, that's a crazy win, right? Sometimes we think, okay, well, every map counts as 1 point. This one, it mostly counts as 1.337. Because you got the win against the very first pick TaToH had, right? You sniped the Civ after that.
Yeah.
Aztecs, one of your later picks. So I think this is crazy for ACCM.
And immediately in TaToH's position, I'm rethinking where all of the Civ placements are on the remaining maps for ACCM. Because we were thinking initially perhaps it was Byzantines, right, on Frigid Lake in response to the Persians or something like that. Byzantines is now available for something else.
Likely Golden Swamp, right? Also Italians as a backup there.
Exactly.
If Italians maybe just a backup pick, though, in case Byzantines was sniped.
Exactly.
Right?
You still have Mayans, another Meso-Civ for the Arabia map, if you so choose.
Yeah.
Tatars, quite possibly for Outcrop. Hippo Arena, then, perhaps Britain's play?
Kind of has to be it, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't see anything else there. Italians, if you want to make some counterplays against Portuguese, potentially. but we also think that Poles could be a good option on Hippo Arena. It's still a big question mark. Portuguese or Poles, Hippo Arena, and what's outcrop?
Yeah, and it's making me love the Khmer snipe even more because, again, he's just saying, I'm not going to let you get away with that Khmer arena play that I saw from you the other day. And so I'll go with a more known quantity in either the Portuguese or the Poles when I'm up against you on that map. Incas, of course, is that wild card over there in TaToH's Civ draft, which doesn't have to be touched, but I'm curious if and when he decides to bring that one out as well.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? It's first appearance of Incas, I think so.
Yes, definitely.
Obviously, we think Aztecs and mains are better there if we want to think about Eagles. And, well, they're not wasting a lot of time. They show us...
Italians on Hippo Arena?
It is Italians as the counter pick to Portuguese, but we didn't have Portuguese. TaToH actually went for Poles. Still, if we think about it, if we get to ideal army compositions, Genoese crossbowmen, as we just saw, are a crazy unit.
Yes, into Knights, which is the bread and butter of the Pole pick anyway. And so perhaps it's just calling TaToH on his Civ choices down the line. We'll have to see. That said, the Poles are ever so powerful here on Arena with their ability to boom up around those fullworks.
Well, better food income there for sure. Plus, we get a crazy upgrade, right? In Castle Age there, reducing the cost of all your knights by 60%. And
so close to the final warrior. So close.
We wanted to see him, but it was not given to us.
Yeah, we did get it produced, but no kills will be found with it. Well, let's think here. Poles have been picked quite a number of times here on Arena, and most often they're the Civ that is enduring the pressure from the opponent.
We have seen one forward castle, but typically like they're counting on their strong economy, right? Now what I want to see is perfect forward placement, right? We already see...
Oh, Dave's back there already. He's already done the math. He can tell you exactly how many fullworks will fit within the walls of TaToH's base.
Yeah.
What was it? 11.
11.
He says 11. He's given us the number of 11 perfect fullworks. So we'll see if TaToH's also done the math.
And yeah, I think most of the army composition has to be around Genoese crossbowmen, right? Condottiero, obviously a nice unit, but is it great against what Poles is going for? They're going for Cavaliers, kind of even there. They might go for Arbalest, not that great anymore. Even, well, if you get all upgrades, they can maybe do something, but it's not like Poles are going for any mass gunpowder, which is basically the hard.
Right, and you'd likely get shredded by Obuk if the Pole player is able to get into that unit there in the late game, and so it is going to feel like a Genoese and Knights of your own, perhaps, or are you just going Halb's Genoese?
Hussar. I think you're going Genoese Hussar as the army composition.
And then siege behind, and just try
cannon.
and ball up.
Yeah, exactly. I think it feels a bit weird to say. I'm predicting ACM goes for fortified walls.
Ooh.
If Italians have fortified walls, I would check that now.
We're going to do the quick tech tree check here on our nifty second monitor. As both players continue to boom up its Arena, after all.
They do get fortified walls.
There
I will bet ACM goes for fortified walls.
Okay, what are we betting?
Ooh, I'm not a betting man.
What do you mean you're not a betting man?
Okay, loser has to continue casting game 3 with a hippo head on.
Okay, I'll take that.
Fortified walls.
I'll take
from
that.
ACCM this game.
Alrighty. Somebody get that hippo head ready.
Yeah, could someone get over there and tell him that fortified walls is a good upgrade against someone who plays really aggressively? I can maybe explain why I think fortified walls make a lot of sense here. Because, as you said, like the push has to go through the center with the Italians, right? And Poles, they will have the mobility, they have more cavalry, they can go for more raids, and we have seen earlier, like Vinchester going for some petards, trying to break, he can find message damage, and that's something that TaToH could be aiming for as well.
Well, you know what I love, too, about this house placement already for ACCM is I think he kind of realizes that. He's already kind of building a secondary wall with his house placements, realizing that TaToH could go for something kind of aggressive. Feudal Age clicks for both players, one extra villager for ACCM.
Not a single farm from TaToH yet, one on stone. Will be some market usage there. Obviously, you only need to sell 100 stone, get 91 gold. That villager also collecting some gold while mining stone. And that's a pretty tight build order from TaToH, but it feels like it should work out.
Looking like it will. This is the classic. You get just enough gold from that one stone miner to sell 100 stone, get your 200 gold, click up. And then by the time you reach castle, you're back to 200 stone anyway, so you can drop 2 TCs if you please.
It feels very boomy here. Oh no, the barracks from ACCM.
Ooh.
So he will contest the relics.
Okay.
Oh, that's something we don't... I would not have expected. I would have thought he plays very defensively and tries to get Genoese. Maybe he just thinks, if I build Genoese from home and Poles gets the whole map control, I can never take a proper fight and can never dictate what fight to take.
And it was TaToH the last time around who was happy to concede early map control to boom up as the Khmer. Then he went into that triple stable light cav to contest the remaining relics. But perhaps ACCM can get those forward relics sooner this time around and make it that much more difficult for TaToH to contest. There's the stable built. Has not been scouted by TaToH. Love that we're showing that. So TaToH unaware of what his opponent is trying to do.
Doesn't even try to take a look there. Pop course. Italians are 1-1 on Hippo Arena. Guess who won with them against freaking Andy's Bohemians of all things? I would say ACCM.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. I'm gonna trust you.
There is a massive mistake on the overlay. Production crew. What's happening there?
Ah. Oh yeah, Panda Arena. The old classic.
Okay. Someone wants to go to bed without dinner tonight. 3 on gold for ACCM. So will also be the follow-up there with the monastery, and he is not unlikely to get at least 3 relics here. The big question will be TaToH maybe even thinking about 4 TC and completely ignoring the relics.
Yeah, 1:20 away from Castle Age, double bid axe for both players, horse collar for both players, continuing to scout up to make sure they've located all those relics. Be notified when any of them do get picked up.
How is Dave counting 11? I'm counting 10.
I don't try and make sense of how Dave's mind works.
It's so much space, though.
It is a lot of space.
Yeah.
But remember, if you're trying to also squeeze 2 TCs in here, that's going to take up a little bit of your space. Although we've seen a number of pole players even just drop their TCs, clumped together.
Yeah, very condensed, just to have more space for the farms. They can build them in the back. And it feels like natural TC spots here for TaToH. Could be one next to the stone, could be one next to the gold. For now, it's still scouting, trying to get a good idea. But relics always spawning basically 1 in the middle and 2 rather close to the opponent. Only sees 2 for now.
Yep, Castle Age hit for TaToH. Going to look for those 2 TCs being placed. Again, no villagers on gold, so very obviously not attempting to go for a monastery or monks of his own. Does find ACCM's scout and does get the first hit, so would win that in a 1v1. Both TCs being dropped on woodlines and main gold. The boom begins for TaToH. ACCM, he hits castle. We'll look for that monastery to be dropped. Bosa also clicked.
Typically, if you're out here with your scout, you always try to move with patrol. So just that your scout is automatically attacking. ACCM clicked the normal move, and now even the doubt would have an even fight, but obviously 3 against 1. Not too fair.
Seeing 2 scouts out onto the field from your opponent is enough to know that they are going to contest the relics. So while TaToH hasn't scouted any of the production buildings in ACCM's base, he is still fully aware that some monks may be on the way to start collecting those relics.
Oh, lost quite some HP here. Only 4 hits away from dying there. More forwarks now around the back of the TC. This is such a pretty base.
Look at that. Deleted a house to make room for it. So he's looking to prove Dave right here.
Yeah, squeezes really tight and pulls economy. There's like, if you showed me this screenshot at 2015 and asked me like how good this player is, I would say like 800. Like, look at this. This looks so bad. It looks so bad. It's just perfection.
Yeah, and beautifully placed again. 3rd full work already on the way up. 3rd TC now being dropped by ACCM behind. So only a 4-vil deficit at the moment.
Gets more hits on there. Maybe 10 HP left. Indeed. And the monk has to feel safe. Now the big question, are we going for the forward relics to guarantee ourselves 5? Or are we going for the safe 2-3 close by?
Looks like we're going for the forward ones, which I like to see. It's a good adjustment. That spearman just baiting the bear along the pathway.
And now the big question to me is TaToH 4 TC or is it a 3 TC aggression? We know he will be ahead in economy. The question is how much...
Please save that spear.
He had it on guard.
It's still on guard.
He can heal.
It's just turn around and heal him.
Heal.
This poor man.
Okay.
Okay.
But
That's not a very holy man thing to do, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the church.
All right, and the scout goes down for TaToH, so won't be able to contest any of the remaining relics until he gets a stable up of his own. Barracks being produced just now. Stable will follow. And so perhaps it is sticking to those 3 TCs if he's looking to get the stables out.
Further, even more speed for those monks. Wants to run away even faster from the wolves, apparently.
Love it. Second relic, though, picked up, and it's the other one that's close to TaToH's base.
Not sure if TaToH can really contest. Like, I don't think you can prevent all those relics coming home.
No, I
Almost
don't think he
stable.
can so much. This is where I would have actually maybe preferred a 4th TC into an Ultra Boom, and then you just try and hit a really sweet imp timing with a flood of knights and go for a 1-punch kill.
Yeah, but especially, like, how do you ever get map control now? Are you going for light calf?
Oh, guess who's going for 4 TCs?
Ooh, wants to catch up. Obviously, every relic is roughly worth 1.5 villagers, so soon 7.5 villagers on gold. They're indirectly for ACCM, and it never runs out, so nice advantage there. But still, the 4 works for TaToH. His food should be flying in. Look at the resource collected. 1,000 extra already.
Absolutely
More.
wild. Absolutely wild. 4th full work up. We've got a 2nd stable on the way. Wheelbarrow coming in. Scouts in production for TaToH. So he is going to look to maybe contest the last remaining relic, but at this point, 3 already home for the Italian player. 1 more on the way back. And there's that 3rd stable that TaToH loves to bring up.
And I don't think TaToH will be able to put on enough pressure to force ACCM onto fortified walls. I'm a bit scared for my bet.
I'm not scared at all. I guess I'm feeling quite confident. I'm also a little concerned now. TaToH hasn't clicked Bosa. I understand foregoing it for the earlier heavy plow, right when you hit castle, but at this point, would have liked to have seen them bring that in. It's going to be like having husbandry, though, for him.
And it's so easy to forget. And oh, misjudgment here by TaToH. He builds a monastery behind this one as well. He thinks relics can still be contested. Sees the one at the bottom. Likely that the monk will die, but it's already guaranteed for... where is he hiding? TaToH will find it.
TaToH will find it. We'll get this.
Oh, will he?
Whoa!
No, no.
Oh!
Sneakiest monk ever.
Secret agent monk. What if you just leave him there for the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, just take map control back.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if TaToH will ever go that far south to
Day
find it.
3. They've not spotted me yet.
Seriously?
He's not going to see it.
Oh, here he
will,
goes. Here he goes. He will find
will
it.
he?
here.
Will he? It
Yeah,
could be
yeah,
one
yeah.
tile away. Could be one tile away.
Don't mind me.
Oh, okay, gets it. But that's still such a far away.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Not sure if TaToH will actually get it home because there's still scouts roaming around as well.
Yeah, Loom being clicked. Ville's on their way out. Handcart as well. We do have 700 stone in the bank for TaToH, so he wants to get a forward position. He wants to establish some amount of control here on the map.
That's an interesting castle. Most of the time people are building it very direct towards the center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this won't even technically range the gold.
Yeah. What? Well, why are we going for this positioning?
Ooh, an ACCM also bringing some villas out. He has enough for a castle of his own. Perhaps thinking about just placing it defensively.
And TaToH can't go for it.
Oh, they both want it outside their walls.
Oh. And TaToH, yeah, that's the problem, right? He only went for light calf.
Yep.
And that means ACCM can go for some knights because there are no monks out. Now the first monk popping only.
Yeah, so having to retreat with all those villagers does get the first Imperial Age click. But castle now at home just means you have so much less pressure with that Imperial timing.
And look at that, it's not protecting anything.
Exactly.
Like, no gold, no stone around. So many spots further at the bottom of the map here. Trapping will be really tricky because you're not really protecting your trap with the castle.
Yeah, it's not within distance, you're right, of ACCM's castle. Does get his monk sniped as well by those 2 scout cav. A few knights coming forward just to scout around, but won't be able to stall out.
Tricky light cap protecting the relic there at the bottom. Feels like the timing where ACCM should be sending out his monk again, right?
Yeah, definitely would be looking for it now that he's got that castle up as well. Already starting, though, with the outposts. Love to see that out of our Italians player.
Oh, and ACCM even using the market to click up at 1,000 food, 800 gold there. Forgot a bit about his Italian bonus. But maybe he's happy that he's still floating that many resources.
Well, the privileges are on their way. Forging has come in So again, no surprise here that the Poles player is going to be going for a Night Mass. More stables being dropped. A 5th TC now outside the walls for ACCM.
Mainly for villager production. I think ACM needs to focus on the second castle now. I think Genoese mass is crucial here. If he gets to like 15, 20, can get overwhelmed. If he gets to 40, I don't think a Pole player can.
And I think he agrees with you. Stone mining upgrade coming in with 10 on stone means he wants to make sure he gets the stone in for a second castle up before he reaches the Imperial Age. Fletching as well suggests that the Genoese is exactly the tech he's looking to go into. Light cavalry coming forward, looking to snipe these monks, but they might be able to garrison into the castle, and they do just that. The Genoese come out, they find a couple of kills.
Ooh, call an ambulance, but not for me.
Not for me, baby. Crop rotation and cav upgrade.
Petards.
Got petards.
And you know what is good against petards? Fortified walls.
Fortified walls.
I call.
But he doesn't know.
ACCM.
He doesn't know.
Scout the petards. Get a university.
Well,
quickly.
actually, what about those outposts that he was building? Would those catch them on the north as they go north?
Oh, please.
Look, 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 look.
Sees them.
Oh, he found them already with the knights. So he sees them once, doesn't see the other, but you need 2 petards, correct?
Yeah. Against non-fortified walls.
Exactly. Against yes, let's keep clarifying. All right, so yeah, this is going to be an ineffective petard hit on the walls.
Second castle, really close to the first one, by the way. ACM already had those villagers on the outside there, so kind of makes sense. Really wants to go for production.
Yeah, yeah, super conservative, but making sure exactly that he can get the numbers out as a result.
What?
Oh, that
At the
petard
very
killed
top.
the spearman, by the way. It didn't even hit the wall. It just nuked the spearman.
Then he's trying to intercept. What's happening at the top there, at the right ear, basically? Oh, and the house is okay.
Yeah. Just a little village.
What is the left ear, right? Right to us, but it's the left ear because the hip
It's
was
a good point. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Perspective matters. A lesson in perspective for those of you at home. Cavalier with +2 out onto the map. Gold mining upgrade just now coming in for TaToH with only 11 on gold. So while he does have the privileges, is still going to struggle for some production at the moment.
Uh-oh, and the group obviously as fast as the slowest unit, and the monks slowing this one down quite a bit. Genoese not really finding too much, still missing Bracer as well.
And only 11 Genoese out onto the field as of yet. And so again, with needing to get that production up to speed, he can't produce any trebs of his own. He's going to have to wait for chemistry to get those bombard cannons out. Looking for the conversions on the Cavalier. Does get one. Cavalier now rotating back to try and snipe the trebs. The Genoese kiting back, getting some nice kills. And the Villese moving in to repair the castle.
TaToH selling mass wood here. 48 on wood, and not a
Still
single
11
trap
on gold.
down. Uh-oh.
Still 11 on gold with 48
Bits
on
get
wood
forced,
and
yeah.
double bit axe. This is where you're hurting for the fact that you never got Bosaw.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. That could be the dive.
Nice little surround here possibly from the Cavalier as the Genoese try and retreat to the safety of a castle. First castle goes down to the 3 trebuchets. A Mangonel of all things trying to come forward to get a snipe onto the trebs, but won't get anything for its troubles.
Genoese numbers are rising at 16, only 3 in the queue though. ACCM, maybe he needs to expand it more, builds another, even more defensive castle. The problem for him is the stone villagers are building that castle, right?
Right.
So he's not really getting in it. He wants more stone. Second stone upgrade behind us even.
My goodness, yeah. 3 working away on the mining camp, but the rest building the castle. A second siege workshop as well behind because the first one goes down before it could produce a bombard cannon. Thumb ring, light cav, and another archer armor. The final one coming in for the Genoese crossbow. But the trebs roll forward now. 4 here for TaToH. And a big enough meat shield, I think, that he might be able to push these Genoese away.
Oh, will be tricky here. Pathing needs to be good for ACM. Can maybe squeeze through there. That's a nice spot that he will find pretty soon. Double castle helping out quite a bit as well.
Yeah, second castle up means that these Cavalier will start to melt, although he is whittling down those numbers down to single-digit Genoese crossbows. Castle's under fire. Doesn't have enough stone in the bank, it looks like, about to run out. And these castles, they're not long for the world.
He needed the bombard cannon a bit earlier, right? Sniping those traps could have been so good for him. Masonry came in a bit late as well, and it's simply impossible to get to proper Genoese numbers here.
Yeah, another castle goes down, and that means the production's even worse for ACCM. He gets his first bombard cannon, but has not yet ejected it. There it is. So if he can protect this, but it's going to be difficult to protect this with only seven Genoese.
Oh, and now the pikemen switch, but you don't get halberdiers for Italian, so that is quite an ambitious task for him, yeah.
Yeah, TaToH taking a moment to breathe, resetting, almost letting up a little bit here, taking his foot off the gas.
I'm a bit surprised by that. It was only one bombard cannon.
Right? Yeah.
I think he could not jump. Maybe he wants to wait. Look at this queue. Pretty crazy there. And maybe another round coming over. Pikeman count still at 0.
Just adjusting his point of attack. Blast Furnace was completed, and so these Cav fully upgraded. Absolutely going to melt anything that they come into contact with. Now 2 bombard cannons. Another castle for ACCM, but TaToH's coming forward for a castle of his own. He dives in with the cavalry, looking to clean up all the bombards, all the Genoese, perhaps even slow down the castle pace of ACCM. We've got the 4 Trebs moving into position to lay waste to the structures of ACCM. It's not looking good, Nili.
Uh-oh, not looking good indeed. Is at 140 pop against 180. Basically, TaToH is swarming in. Those 4 trapped. It was brilliant how he moved back, saved them, and is now going for more castle kills.
Yeah, it takes out the TC, forces the villagers to retreat to the safety of a castle, and so while you're back to a 2-castle number, they're not long for the world once again. These Trebs working away, a forward castle position for TaToH. More production buildings behind that. He's not letting up.
GG called here, and TaToH evens out the set. Who couldn't get to the Genoese numbers that he wanted.
And get me the hippo head.
Oh, I will get it.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Get me that hippo head.
Why did he not build? If he built
if
the
only
castles,
he built the fortified wall.
I will analyze.
He could have built fortified walls around the castles maybe or something. Or maybe a big fortified wall through the center of the map could have been the answer. Well, there it is. We're all evened up at 1-1. Nili's got some homework to do. Go find himself a hippo head. We gear up for map number 3. Perhaps we can take another look at the Civ and map draft while we wait for Nili to return, adorned in his costume. So it's ACCM with the map choice. His 2 home maps being Arabia and Golden Swamp. Of course, he could still opt for Outcrop of all things. I would probably expect him to go for one of his 2 home maps. And given the way that he was so effective on the hybrid map in Frigid Lake, I would almost expect to see Golden Swamp come out of him here as the 3rd map pick. Your thoughts on that, Nili? Yes, yes.
Golden Swamp is an option.
It is an option, yeah. It's one of the 3 options.
Why didn't he go for fortified walls?
Why didn't he go for fortified walls?
Such an easy. Like, just build the castles more defensively, fortified walls.
Exactly.
And you're in such a better spot. And he wins the game.
He would have won the game.
And
that was
he
it.
gets elite Genoese as well. Doesn't even need to go for pikemen. Yeah, he gives up a lot of map control, but he was at 4 relics, right?
Yeah.
So it's not the worst situation for him.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I also, too, think I understand wanting to get both of your castles very close together, but it also made it very easy for TaToH to choose his only point of attack, right?
Yeah.
And so, again, I think the mad scramble to just keep reproducing castles and get those Genoese numbers up never hit the mass that he needed. And, of course, it's just too easy for a Poles player to amass.
Build forwards and build cavaliers.
Forwards.
Right?
Oh, did we get a forward? Did we get a final forward count?
No.
Oh, no.
We are in
Disaster strikes for us, but that's all right because we've got another game heading our way. It's map number 3 between ACCM and TaToH. It will be Arabia. Mayans for our Vietnamese player and Portuguese for TaToH.
And those are some massive woodlines in the middle of the map. Oh, that is...
Wow.
That will be
and lots of hills in between all of it, too.
Oh, this is a completely different scenario on how to approach map control here. Because it will be an easy wall, but not really an easy wall around your starting TC, which is really good for TaToH as well. He's surrounded by 3 major woodlines, while ACM is completely open. But yeah, so many crucial hills here next to the extra resources.
Yeah, it does feel like some very easy forward walls here for TaToH. And even has an extra gold pretty far back if he manages to wall completely to the sides. For ACCM, definitely on the northern side, a little bit more open and exposed near his main gold, so might have some difficulty protecting that. Mayans, Portuguese, how do you feel about the matchup?
I don't think we have fully explored Portuguese yet. Typically, when we see players go for eagles, which is something we often see from ACM and often see from Mayans, people tend to go for knights, crossbows. And that's brilliant for Portuguese, right? They are saving lots of gold for all of their military units there. And crossbows heavy on gold, knights heavy on gold. If you want to contest some relics, monks are also really nice. And I think if it's like full Castle Age, Portuguese could actually be one of the best civs against Mezzo.
Yeah, and the speed at which your techs come in as well. as the Portuguese player is going to feel good. For the Mayans, they love to start with 1 extra villager, however, at the cost of 50 food. Resources lasting longer at times can come into play, and foot archer is much cheaper to produce.
And the walls, if we want to.
Not a gambling man. Well, and now we know why. Really, this is the proof is in the pudding here.
Well, it felt like runner ace again.
Shot it.
Oh my God. We gotta get a little poker game going this week, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
What are the?
yeah, hey.
Is there a seat open?
Oh, yeah. But he's not a gambling man. All right, forward with the Eagle Scout already. Looking for some information. Loom click for TaToH means that Feudal Age will be on the way shortly.
ACM goes for the big walls. Look at his house placement there.
Wow.
Barracks. He's kind of wanting towards the top, and that will be a crazy area to fortify properly. I think with 1 layer of palisades you can make something happen, but that's obviously easily broken. And going full house walls, you're basically pop 50 out of 150 mid Feudal Age.
Yeah, 2 villagers out to gold. With that barracks coming up means the militia will be under production soon. Drops the mining camp, clicks to feudal. 30 seconds behind TaToH. 2 villagers ahead.
Is there a world where we just go straight archers? No, okay. It is the militia opening. Not really sure if men-at-arms will achieve too much, though. Let's take a look what ACCM sees at this very moment. His scout is really out of position. He's scared of the scout.
Yeah, he did the full loop around TaToH's base, but honestly didn't get a ton of info aside from seeing the berries.
I think he confirmed that TaToH was not on gold, which is a misinformation. Now he goes back at it again.
Okay. Yeah, but these walls are coming up for TaToH nicely to protect that main
It's just
gold.
bugging out so much, right? The scout. Like, he might be clicking somewhere, and the scout is taking weird approaches.
Very weird pathing. Very weird pathing. But again, it suggests that TaToH's already done a pretty incredible job at walling up the front of his base. And I like this as well on the backside, going for shorter walls towards the TC and the barracks on that end, hiding the archery range.
Yeah, not impossible that the Eagle won't find it. Now 3 militia fighting with the Tiger there. Scout observing everything.
Yeah, so TaToH well aware of this pressure that might be coming forward. Feudal Age has arrived for ACCM.
I think men-at-arms won't pay off. Yeah,
And it
ACCM
looks like he
realizes.
agrees,
Yeah.
exactly. Won't be clicking, goes for double bid axe instead.
He's just so far away, right? Didn't really scout, doesn't know where to attack. TaToH scouted as well. He will always have an answer. Men-at-arms would maybe do a bit more damage to walls, but I don't think they would ever find a real kill.
Yeah, militia looping around at best. At best, they'll be a nuisance, maybe manage to get a Vil snipe, and he'd be happy with that.
Oof.
But archery range already up and 2 archers in the queue.
Let's take a look at ACCM walls.
Wow.
Goes for...
Whoa! That's more wood than just going to the edge of the map.
Yeah, but it's easier to re-wall, right?
Well, that's true,
That's
because
the
it's
thing.
a shorter distance to run from any point, but that never feels good when you got to go with the egg walls.
Yeah, just so completely open. TaToH walled the bottom off and now has the archers here. Feels like he should not take a lot of damage. Nice defense. And that's, again, the story that I'm trying to build here with TaToH, right? His scouting just so on point. He always knows what he's facing. That's why the Frigid Lake was really surprising to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2 archers here. Going to deal with these militia, no problem. Scout continues to track them. Poor dear. Caught in the crossfire.
Dear, oh dear. My and...
Happened once in Arabia already. TaToH won with Portuguese versus Fires Mayans.
Okay.
Well, Portuguese, an extraordinarily powerful civ in the current state of the game.
Just one single small change, right? And it was good enough. Should focus down the Eagle with the Scout. And yeah, this looks like a 4-0 KD to start off the game.
Oof. That's going to feel good for TaToH, just relieving the pressure from the back of the base. Now he can roll his archers forward and focus on dealing some damage.
Farm count looking very reasonable as well. Goes to up to 9 already. On the other side, we're only at 4. So potentially faster uptime when it comes to Castle Age for TaToH, unless ACCM wants to put down that market.
Yeah, both players 4 on gold. We've got the Blacksmith coming up for ACCM now. Early town watch for TaToH. Doesn't want to get surprised by anything else. Since he's had his scout home this whole time, he isn't necessarily aware of what the next move is from ACCM. Coming forward now, though, we'll get a look at that archery range.
Chilling it out. TaToH is fine to play the long game, right?
Absolutely.
He's not walled. That is such a nice strategic play. Like, my brain would work, oh, I cleared up his army, I have 3 archers, they need to
Send
do
them
damage.
forward.
But what damage would they ever do? Like, your opponent has to make a major mistake. Either not be walled, not build any army, play a fast castle or something without walls that your archers are actually achieving anything. So TaToH, he just plays the timing around castle.
Yeah, and look at this. It's ACCM that's investing into the fletching upgrade for his archers.
Yeah.
6 on the field, 1 more in production, rolling forward with those now, but he's going to run into full walls at this point.
And ACM knows, wow, I'm so blind, and he actually built another Eagle Scout to get a better idea of what's coming.
Okay, good. Value of scouting is so hugely important at this level of play.
But denies his castle each time, right? 1 Eagle, fletching, all upgrades TaToH doesn't need to invest into.
Exactly, and that's the difference in the food count that you see right there. It's about 150 difference between the 2 players. TaToH also with a little bit of extra wood in the bank. We've got the archers looping around, but in that moment, the final palisade wall goes up. The market as well for TaToH. He is absolutely considering Castle Age and nothing else.
Give me your over-under. When will TaToH lose his first unit this game? That's open.
1830.
Is that open at the left?
It might be all the way in the back there. It's open.
I think so.
It's open.
I think so. Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
it is.
It is open.
Okay. Well, now I might revise my. Well, actually, this is such a classic pro level thing too, right? Is you see the walls, you assume at this point with that wood line there that it is fully walled, so you don't even click through and around. I was going to go with I'm going with an 1830.
1830. Wow.
1830
okay.
first unit loss.
Ah, well, it will take 2.5 minutes till Castle Age. Then he's trying to play his timing, so probably will do his first damage in roughly 3 minutes.
So do you go over or under on that?
I will go... Oh, no, I'm not betting anymore. I only have 1 hippo head. I can't wear 2. I think it's more likely that his scout dies than that the first unit is a crossbow.
That
would also be a miss.
Wow, stone walls for ACCM. I mean, again, I think when he goes forward, he sees that he can't get any damage done for TaToH.
Under.
Oh! Woo!
Oh, no.
The heart is pumping, baby.
Oh, I take under.
I think under is still probably a good bet. We still have, oh, lordy. Oh, yeah, with a little bit of an archer engagement over the wall, somebody is going to lose an archer here. And TaToH does have fletching as well. He's a minute closer to the Castle Age than ACCM is. And yeah, he's going to feel the need to defend this forward main gold. So
Yeah.
has to take the fight.
And ACM knows he's not winning this fight. This is just stalling, right? Because Oh.
There's the kill.
I'm a bit surprised, though, that TaToH allowed this. Maybe walling 1 tile further forward could have made the movement there a bit easier, but not really something that you think when putting your walls out like 7 minutes ago.
Either way, not too much loss for either player at this point. Slightly higher numbers for TaToH means that these engagements will continue to go better for him if ACCM chooses to take them. Archer armor coming in, but Bodkin on the other side for TaToH. Just about has the resources for crossbow. There it is, and he clicks in a stable up behind the walls as well.
Stable? Is he expecting a mangonel from TaToH? From ACCM? That's a bit surprising. Like, if you go full crossbow v crossbow, that should be okay-ish for you, right? What are some unupgraded knights adding?
I'm not entirely sure either, especially, again, because your opponent's fully walled, so it's not like you're getting any good rating in while you're taking a crossbow v crossbow battle.
Is he maybe thinking, wow, you are very open here with your archers, I might kill all of them, and then you need to switch into crossbows, you need to switch into eagles, and that's why I'm preparing the knights already.
Perhaps these crossbows finding a great engagement, even though it's uphill, he still gets plenty of first kills. 3 archers going down for ACCM, and he's fully on the run. Here comes that knight looking to apply the pincer attack.
Yeah, no upgrades shown though, so ACCM would know, okay, you're not really committing to those knights. Nice save on that crossbow.
Yeah, but feudal age archers against an upgraded knight.
Not really the killer though. Let's take a look, 1 more hit and then go back. Nice move, 14 HP and saved.
TaToH already a second town center up and a university. Wow, stretching himself very thin here.
Let's make an advantage there from the Portuguese bonus. 18 crossbows from ACCM. He has the university as well, 50 seconds away. When it comes to his fletching, tries to find the timing and knows, you're gold. look kind of vulnerable with only 1 low HP palisade there.
Yeah, Ballistic's no surprise for the 1TC player. It's going to be a little bit longer till TaToH can manage to get it in for himself, even buy some wood to make it happen.
Okay, armor now for TaToH as well. Oh, still no botkin for ACCM. Oh, what happened there?
Yeah, you're right. He does have the first armor upgrade, but TaToH will match that in just a moment. Did he...
Oh no, and that's
Did he just not have the resources for it, went to it, you know, assumes he's clicked it at this point.
Yeah, not an unlikely scenario. And goes in surprisingly
Whoa.
deep there.
This
that's still
is a
open.
really gutsy move here from ACCM. He feels like he needs to get some damage done, and with Ballistics, he'll find a couple snipes, but loses 5 crossbows on entry.
Oh, and tries to go back as well. Goes in, goes out, and now the crossbow dance here. Villager, another one goes down.
Okay, 3 Vil snipes, but gonna lose the remaining crossbows that he has brought forward. In the meantime, TaToH as well finding some snipes on this wood line. 3 for 3, even no, 5 for 3 is the trade in Vil counts.
Oh,
TaToH very happy with that one.
Yeah, I think so as well. 4 villages ahead now, 2 TCs working for him. Only 8 farmers for both players though, so they can't really afford full villager production.
Yeah, you can see it completely strapped for resources, both floating a bit of wood, so now starting to seed a bit more farms.
ACCM fans, please don't look at the KD.
Oh, wow. Ooh, 29 to 6 in favor of TaToH overall. Much closer when it comes to the ecos, but what a tough base layout at this point for ACCM. You can feel it now. It's so hard to get to any of these wood lines. TaToH has great ability to harass because you've kind of locked yourself into this potato of a base. Second TC for ACCM, but a third one going down now for TaToH back at home. Still on fletching. Still on fletching.
And that's something you don't realize anymore. And that could be another 2 dead villagers, maybe. ACM dancing around.
Yeah.
Tries to scare those away. Not sure if TaToH realizes.
Okay, a fight uphill though, and while missing one of your upgrades, I think after this one, ACCM might wonder why it went so poorly for him.
Well, tough to judge, right? Because it was against the hill, you might think, okay, I might do a bit worse as well. Not sure if you can realize from that.
Look at this, second group of crossbows forward now for TaToH, harassing on yet another wood line. Makes it that much more difficult for ACCM. A couple more villagers going down to the ballistic crossbows of TaToH. Ooh, nice little micro there to save that villager.
And quite nicely. TaToH overstaying as well. Come a bit with this group. 7 crossbows likely to go down. TaToH actually still trying to micro.
Okay. With the pincer here, ACCM might be able to clean these up in the face of the upgrade deficit. Does just that. Moves out for a third TC now on that extra gold. But TaToH, he's got himself a 10 villager lead. He's going to be happy with that one, continuing to boom through the game.
Triple archery range for him. 16 against 17, so really, really even there. Is this maybe the spot where the Mangonel could be a great addition? Because both players are so heavily on crossbows.
Yeah, I think it would be better for TaToH than it would be for ACCM because we do know that that stable is up, right? And so obviously if you produce the Mangonel as the Mayans player, there's the potential that a couple knights come out and look for the snipe.
Plus also, it's the double forward town center, right? And it's the only woodline that ACCM is taking right now. So Mangonel there could be crazy good.
Another crossbow engagement because of the numbers. Turning out okay for ACCM, but again, feeling the upgrade deficit. Even the second archer armor about to complete here for TaToH is going to make it that much more of a potent unit.
8 crossbows in the queue. Maybe could have gone for even a 4th archer range. TaToH's economy now looking really solid. 24 on food as well. Not impossible that he even thinks about clicking up in like 3-4 minutes. Expands to the gold over here. And those crossbows so annoying. 17 kills on that group.
Such a tough position for ACCM. These 2 whole wood lines at the back of your base that are completely unusable, and all because of those crossbows. Dropping more archery ranges on the front of his base. He wants to get the numbers up. He needs to check the upgrades.
And TaToH, I think, is doing... I think he did a macro mistake. He just had 6 villagers in the queue and 1 TC only. And was not using 2 others. Maybe didn't group his town centers properly.
Yeah, perhaps. He did recognize the mistake, though. He's now producing villagers out of 2 with Wheelbarrow coming through the third. Another engagement at the back of ACCM's base. ACCM with the hill advantage. But TaToH with the upgrades. It's a micro battle. And it might even be the Portuguese player coming out on top in this one, and even one crossbow remaining alive behind those wood lines is terrifying.
Yeah, and you can't really explain that with like, oh, he had the hill. No, 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 you had the hill, ACCM. Something went wrong, and it was not your poor micro there. It looked pretty much even. It's just like one more range, one more attack is so good.
Yeah.
And he sees Bodkin.
Losing the fight on the front, but does finally recognize that he's missing the upgrade. Will click it 20 seconds away from the Bodkin upgrade completing. But all of that said, the numbers just aren't there. He's got 3 crossbows out on the field, 8 in the queue to the 15 of TaToH.
And tries to run a bit here, wanted to build more archery ranges. That mill at the front, not pretty when crossbows are already around as well. And look at the resources of TaToH, not too far away from Imping.
Yeah, looking very, very good and still sporting a 10 villager lead. Okay, one little snipe here with the Eagle Scout that's forward. It's a small moral victory, or maybe...
Is it?
Even gonna get saved by these 3 crossbows. Will he find it with his dying breath? One more attack, and he doesn't. Insult to injury is that one.
That one could be... Look at what is happening here. He's heavily housed. Okay, I'm just thinking because it's, again, 7 villagers in the queue and nothing is happening.
Yep.
But yeah, and that villager that survived is actually building the siege workshop now.
Look at that, and on one of those all-important hills that we talked about in the center of the map, so establishing a launch point for future aggression, getting Thumb Ring as well, will just swing the crossbow engagements even more into his favor. We've got the Thumb Ring click on the other side. Handcart, though, for TaToH, his eco's about to be off the charts.
Yeah, he has basically 1,100 food in the queue. With Thumb Ring, with 11 villagers, and handcart. He could have clicked up to him,
Could have been an
decided stronger economy and better upgrades, more important right now.
Yeah, 1,000 gold in the bank. Goes for a ram as his first unit produced out of the siege workshop. So just wants to put the pressure on. And when you see your opponent is only building crossbows, ram's not a bad option.
Oh man, most annoying units of the Game Award clearly go to those 3 crossbows in the back. How much they achieved with their fallen brothers earlier. Just so annoying.
Yeah, 9 kills between those 3. Of course, far more kills were picked up earlier on in the game. It looks like ACCM is going to try and loop around, find some damage. Does TaToH track this? Does he have the sixth sense? It might not even matter, though, as he comes forward for a castle.
And if we think about comeback mechanics, right? We think about Mayans, one of the best civilizations that can make something happen with Eagles, Eldorado, but that also means you use your mobility. But with this map, with this castle, and how easily TaToH could technically wall the bottom, that will make it so tricky.
Yeah, raiding doesn't feel like so much of an option for you, especially when you're taking the kind of pressure you are on the front of your base. These 10 crossbows do make it forward, as TaToH is sitting under a TC with his 3 crossbows, looking for some snipes. ACCM will catch it, though, and remove those crossbows from the field for the first time in many minutes. We've got the Ram working away on the production buildings, a defensive castle being delayed by his own villagers.
Yeah.
Will eventually go up, but Imperial Age click for TaToH.
So nice. Obviously, ACCM won't be too far behind.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
jumping
no.
again. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, you can feel the desperation. You can feel the desperation from ACCM here, feeling like he needs to get damage done. Runs under both a tower and a TC with ballistics, and Bodkin means they all just melt. And once again, looking for another angle.
Yeah, and now he stopped crossbow production. Now it is time. Let's go full Eagles, and TaToH should know about that one. He probably should even focus on a lot of hand cannoneers early on. Arbalest, obviously a nice unit, but he knows crossbows, that's not something you continue with.
Yep, we got the first melee armor coming in as well. Squires, another TC going up for TaToH here will be just in time to keep this wood line protected. What timing on that? Beautifully done. Also has the scouting from the outpost to make sure he tracks the crossbows coming in, can respond by rotating his crossbows over himself. We got the Eagle Warrior coming in, second armor upgrade for ACCM. A minute away from the Imperial Age for TaToH. And a 20 villager lead.
Is he adding more archer ranges here, TaToH? Kind of interesting to see like how he is transitioning from here, because he's building something in between this base and it's more archer ranges, yeah? Interesting.
Well, it's kind of a unique position where you mentioned, well, happy to build the crossbows and the arbalists in early imp, but you already have your production building for that hand cannoneer transition anyway. It'll just require chemistry, so in all honesty, feels pretty good to just amass more of the same production.
TaToH saving that villager. What are
Wow.
we witnessing?
Against
and now
ballistics.
The hill. And he dives under Townsend again.
Oh,
Quick
no.
wall. Oh, it's happening. Oh, the story of the game. Crossbows trying to dive, but Siege Workshop behind this one. Can TaToH find another wall? Another Siege Workshop. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, the gate didn't go quite up. So a couple Vil snipes, but still so many crossbow losses at that. We'll have to keep chasing, though, and so ACCM able to pull a lot of attention away from the front of his base when his opponent has been the first to reach the Imperial Age. We do see Bracer and Chemistry, though, already on the way for the Portuguese player. Those faster tech upgrades, too, feel so nice when it comes to Chemistry. One of the longer upgrades, typically.
Yeah, and Bracer came in so quickly as well. I was really surprised seeing it at 2 seconds and the fight perfectly lined up. Elite Eagle Warrior now on the way as well. TaToH should know about that one and should be prepared.
Yeah, Arbalest almost there. Chemistry 20 seconds away. 2 Trebs in the queue. They'll start working away on that defensive castle. What do the Eagle numbers look like? 10 out onto the field so far. 2 in the queue.
This is the only castle. If that castle goes down, with 0 villages on stone, no Eldorado. Then it's one of the craziest upgrade, right? And people don't talk about it enough, I think. 60 HP of a crazy unit to 100 HP from that unit. That's like unspeakable.
Yeah, increasing your health by 2/3. Gates to protect the trebuchets. Love to see that against the Elite Eagle Warriors because they would make quick work of the trebuchets under castle fire, but ACCM denied his opportunity to clean that up, and now a second trebuchet already out onto the field. He's repairing with all his might here. Arbalest will find the Eagles as they make their way around the bottom side of the map.
Right-clicked, and that's the problem, right? Because of the woodline. I don't think ACM still has a proper idea, and that's like 6 Eagles going down without even fighting?
Yeah, even coming out here to try and get to the gold himself, but now realizing that TaToH beat him to it. It's 2 Trebs to 2 Trebs. The TaToH's got the hill.
Gets Eldorado though, and TaToH builds a very defensive castle at the back there. Knows, okay, raids are coming in later on, and just wants to make sure that those Eagles won't be too much of pain.
Yeah, decent quick wall at first, but the lumber line is going to be threatened. All of these Arbalests having to run back. 28 Arbalests being brought back in defense, but the castle will go down for ACCM. Eldorado.
18 HP, no!
It's not going to complete.
Oh, and he's stuck with that. Oh, that hurts so much. I think
Tragedy.
that is the most important upgrade he could have gone for right now.
Tragedy strikes there. That would have been 14 Eagles in the moment. That all gained 40 HP, and instead he's denied that upgrade. He has to relocate. Not enough stone to replace another castle. TaToH with plenty to put another one up on this southern hill. He's just controlling the map so well.
Yeah, Treb's trying to move. Really ambitious
Very
move
aggressive
here.
Trebs.
Yeah, doesn't really know what to attack right now. Right, TCs? Is that really something you think needs to be dealt with right now? He kind of wants to kill either castles or barracks, or wants to take a fight ideally, but as you can see, ACM not giving it to him right now.
Even a third castle, though, now being dropped for TaToH, and there's no chance of denying this for ACCM. Plenty of hand cannoneers out in force as well. Another bombard cannon.
Arquebus, my favorite upgrade.
It's going to make those hand cannoneers and the bombard cannons that much more effective. Maybe we deny this relic. It would be a small victory, and we get some rating in on that gold for the Eagle Warriors. Feels like that is the only answer or option for ACCM at this point would be to raid your opponent to death, but it just doesn't feel like you have the numbers yet. 70 military for TaToH, split into 2 forces.
Arbalest trying to focus down on the trap. No villagers for the repair and Eagles. Yeah, they will get some kills, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, here we go. Eagles into the back of TaToH's Eco. How aware of it is he? As he's retreating with these Arbalists back to the safety of a castle. Doesn't lose too many, and a lot of Eagle numbers going to go down.
Honestly, we were pop 200 against 120. We are getting closer here.
Definitely. ACCM, what did we say? Fighting spirit. That is what he is most known for. This guy hates to hit the GG button, hates to resign, and he's showing us some fight, some tenacity in this one.
40 population behind regardless, though. TaToH getting more castles up on crucial hills, and now with the Arquebus, those Eagles, they really struggle retreating even.
It's looking tough. Look at all of those farms. Look at all of those farms that ACCM was shoved off of. Still raiding in the back, forcing a lot of idols out of TaToH. But it doesn't look like it will be enough. Expanding as much as he can. Dropping TCs, funnily enough, only has 2 TCs on the map. because TaToH's melting them as quickly as they go up.
Just look at that. That was the starting TC. Never really a good spot if the opponent takes your starting base. Yeah, you can still expand a bit to the gold, but raids are coming in here as well. Even an organ gun squeeze in. And TaToH even commits to more organ guns now.
Yeah, possible cleanup here with the Eagles onto these Arbalest. So a little bit of breathing room there. Blast Furnace coming in will mean that these Eagles are nearly fully upgraded. Still, of course, missing El Dorado. That all-important upgrade would have felt so much nicer. TaToH continues the pressure, now working on the production buildings. Eagles coming in looking for the cleanup onto the trebuchets, and unprotected looks like he'll get at least one of them. Please finish that. Okay.
More Eagles coming in. Wants to go for the second trap. Likely to get the kill here as well.
Oh,
what?
Hand Cannoneers making quick work of those Eagles. Does manage to save one of the trebs, but the Eagle raids continue.
How did those disappear? Hand Cannoneers, they units with proper damage output. Obviously only against a 60 HP unit. 7 HP damage output here with extra damage as well, and no way to come back to this one. ACCM has to call it. TaToH now with 2 match points.
Barracks continue to go down, and he just doesn't have the production. A really tough situation for ACCM. Obviously a difficult base to wall up early on, and we kind of saw that play out in the crossbows, but more than anything, hurting for the Bodkin click.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, right? And I will pretend that I cast the whole game with the hippo head, if they go over us. Yeah, it felt like it was somewhat even, right? And he found enough damage there with the archers, close to the gold. TaToH was delayed a bit, then both with a very similar ballistic timing. TaToH a bit earlier with the second town center, but I think that would have been even. It just felt like Bodkin losing 1-2 crucial hills and then pushed away from your woodland.
The difference it would have made in the trades, without a doubt, if he had that upgrade when I imagine he believed he had it. Could have been the difference maker in that game, but it won't be that way. TaToH now sits at 2-1. 2 opportunities to close the set out for ACCM. He's going to have to put them together back-to-back. Golden Swamp and Outcrop remaining as his choices, with Byzantines, Tatars, and Britons still at his disposal.
TaToH used up all his best civilizations, though, right? At least on paper, when it comes to picking priority. Byzantine still an option for ACCM. He has to convert that one.
Yeah, I have to imagine Berber, if expecting Tatars on Outcrop, you would like to run Berbers into that.
Yeah. What? We don't have a good Golden Swamp set.
Golden Swamp is going to be tough.
So,
given that it's the home map for ACCM, probably where he goes here on map number 4.
Bengala's not that bad, right? You'd win the 1v1 Fire Galley versus Fire Galley fight.
All right, with the HP regen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's an atypical look into TaToH there.
Yeah.
Never seen him like
He's
that.
vacant. Not a lot going through his head at the moment.
ACM focused. Maybe feels like, okay, what went wrong here? Could have maybe won that game if only it was for Bodkin. Cracks his knuckles and should be ready. But as we mentioned, like fighting spirit certainly there. He is the one that can easily get into a comeback. I think just get into Golden Swamp with the Civ advantage here with Byzantines, and then set yourself up again for even game 5.
Yeah, bring us to 5. Bring us to 5 here for the second set of the day.
And Britons, we have seen them win as well. I think if you fear Berbers, I think maybe going for Britons could be an option. But then again, Janitors.
I was going to say, the only scary thing for me, Britons on Outcrop, is a mobility issue.
Yeah.
Right? At a certain point, it's a mobility issue, because so often that map turns into playing the 2 sides. Maybe you establish enough of a presence in the middle of the map that you go with the classic snowball, for Britons.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea, if the expectation is Berbers, right, to kind of throw that other option.
Yeah. But I still think, like you said, mobility is tricky, right? And if you try to disengage, those Janitors can chase you down. Lights can be annoying. We could see a transition into some Scorpions as well. Will be tricky to find a proper timing there.
TaToH back in his chair, gearing up and getting ready to go for map number 4.
Got a new tattoo. Lots of people love it.
It is.
I've seen
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. T90 was like, ooh, next arm Forest nothing.
I mean, I would consider using that artist for my next tattoo, wherever they're based.
Okay. You have some yourself, right?
I do. I've got 5 tattoos.
Ooh.
But most people...
I've only seen 3.
Yeah, most people are they get very confused when I tell them that because they're not normally visible to people.
Okay. Oh, boy.
And I guess I don't give off tattoo vibes. People look at me, they're like, "That's he's not a tattoo guy, right?" Yeah.
Kind of clean. Yeah.
Yeah, clean, kind of clean.
Yeah. I've seen your Christmas
I see people go, tramp stamp? Wouldn't you like to know?
Byzantines against Bengalis, so the matchup that we kind of expected here. And Byzantines, obviously extremely good there when it comes to the extra fire galleys, and we are simply expecting them 20% faster attack. They just track another fire galley.
Yeah, no surprises, though, to us here when it comes to the Civ select for both players, but a very, very strong Civ for ACCM, so he's going to be happy in this matchup, I believe. Taking a look at maps real quickly, I think nothing really out of the ordinary.
3 defensive goals, quite compact for ACCM. So in a weird scenario where TaToH maybe loses water and tries to play a Monk Rush, Siege Rush from the top, we're losing the 3 goals, but then you always win the water and can go for the center.
Exactly, exactly. So looking for those initial dock placements from each of the players when they do opt for them. Taking a look at the Bengalis, a quick reminder that, ships regenerate 15 HP per minute. So that's 1 HP per 4 seconds.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I will use that stat at one point. So fight. The fight check. Okay, I like that. Yeah,
There you
never
go.
thought of it that way. Obviously, not enough to out-heal the Byzantine crazy attack there, but you take a bit HP away. The big question, though, TaToH, we're expecting him to have the better economy. How is he going to approach it? Because we also think if it goes late game, Byzantines, especially with their good chance to take the water control and their crazy army composition, Bengalis should be struggling here.
Yeah, standard dock placement for both players. Always curious where that second one will go, because we've seen many players opt for different things. Either grouping them together or going for a forward dock with that second one. Sometimes just looking for the fishing ship snipes, as opposed to actually contesting on water, which might be the consideration here for Bengalis. If I don't believe I can win straight up against the Byzantines, perhaps just place a forward dock, look to snipe the fishing ships, and maybe recontest in the Castle Age.
Or maybe TaToH is just playing galleys here, right? We have seen it play to perfection by TheViper, right? Got the matchup against Byzantines as well. Got to some galleys, ran around and microed his heart out. And if you're healing up those galleys that kind of want to avoid fighting, could be pretty sweet for him.
Yeah, you get yourself up to about 6, right? And that's typically about the number you need to start really being a threat when it comes to those fire galleys. If you have fletching in hand. The feudal age click here a little bit quicker for TaToH.
Ooh, what a nice quick wall.
Beautiful quick wall.
And that's with Loom. Villager, is he waiting for this one? Maybe help out with the other build? No, Villager's winning this.
Doesn't even need to. Gets the scout snipe, and that is a feels good moment right there and a lot of value early on.
It's really ugly for ACCM. Now he doesn't know, okay, are you... Oh, are we not on gold? We are setting
we just
3.
moved. Yeah,
Okay. But that was really late. And yeah, it is the forward docks here as well, so he wants to put on the pressure. As we all know, small numbers here for fire galleys, so much better.
But TaToH's going to see it. The value of still having your scout. He clocks these 2 villagers. He knows that they're coming forward to place a dock, so it will be no surprise to him. And he can even get the block.
But it's 2 builds.
Look at this.
Oh!
Okay. ACCM able to get it down, so not delayed too much. But again, TaToH not going to be surprised at all. He's also the first to feudal.
Can you go for galleys here? I think the distance is too short, and he goes for galleys.
Going for galleys. But he can only produce 1 because he was later to gold. Wait, he hopped off of gold.
No,
now he's back on.
It off.
Okay.
I think he was too late on wood and collected some gold, then built the mining camp. And that's why we shortly saw him at
that's
0.
why we didn't see it. Okay, double bit axe coming in. There's the feudal age timing for ACCM, and it'll be those fire galleys for the Byzantine player. No surprise there.
Some scout harassment, sees the 2 villagers going back home, so he kind of confirms, okay, you will stay at 2 docks here.
Interesting that he doesn't choose to leave 1 vill out for possible repairs. Let's track these galleys. First one out, again, was delayed on the second galley.
Doesn't really have natural resources at the front, right? So villagers have to do quite some work. Maybe could have built a house at the front as well. And TaToH, he wants to see what's up. Are you maybe building a barracks at some point?
There's the first fire galley. Which direction will it opt to go? It goes around the north while the galleys themselves are coming around the south here. 2 galleys.
Oh, Hero Scout knows everything that's up, and those are just accepting, okay, we are dropping off the food, and that's the end of our purpose.
Yeah, making quick work of those fishing ships, bringing the fire galley back to try and push.
Fire galley follow-up from TaToH. Look at that, 4 galleys. Oh, no.
Nope, thinks better of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thinks better of it. So 4 galleys out on the field, 1 more in production.
ACM didn't see the second dock yet. He should know.
Wow, he missed
should
that.
know, though.
Yes, by seeing 2 galleys, he should be aware that there's a second dock somewhere on the map. 4 galleys now for TaToH.
Fletching.
Needs to do his best to keep them alive. Exactly. No fletching. 2 fire galleys now. Gonna harass the fish. TaToH gonna run while trying to snipe. Oh, blocking his own fishing ship, though. Unfortunately, one of them does go down, and now he needs to run with his own galleys.
Can't be too unhappy with that. A bit of a mismovement there. Now the fire galley being sent back, and TaToH, he's microing this one quite nicely.
Yeah, doing quite well. And again, don't forget about the regen on these Bengali ships. As long as he keeps them alive on 1 HP, at the end of the day, they're still superbly relevant. ACCM having to micro all of his fire galleys away as they get low, but a nice little pincer coming around from the left-hand side.
Nice block. Gate. Give me gate there.
Oh, do it. Yes.
And, oh!
Oh, she's just looking for the repair?
Oh, wait, we can just go around through the water. Oh, lol. Okay.
Procasters.
I would take that back.
I was right there with you, to be honest. I saw it. It felt big brain, and then it definitely wasn't.
Oh, God.
Oh, lordy.
It still would have done more damage, right, if there was a gate.
True, it would have diverted them, and it would have effectively done more damage. So there is still some logic behind it, but ACCM very aware that he's playing on water. Doesn't go for it. 6 galleys now, that magic number that we kind of talked about, but still no fletching for the Bengalis player.
Bit interesting that he didn't commit to that. Now at some demos, they could be pretty nice. Moves out, and Deer not too nicely positioned there. Had to run quite a bit. While on ACCM side, we saw that the Deer were directly next to the berries. 1 demo only.
Ooh, there's the depth. Let's see if we can get a good demo shot here. Grouping up the fire galleys, but ACCM, ever aware, tanks the shot with just one of the fire galleys. 1 fire galley does go down, though. TaToH continuing the micro and the kiting.
Really low HP fire galleys there, and yeah, TaToH just really solid. 20 seconds away from getting fletching as well. Another range, another damage output as well. Could be really nice. Nice play by ACM, though. Sends more high HP ones to the front now. Yeah,
2-2 is the eco KD, but the overall KD continues to climb here for TaToH as he continues to build up those galley numbers. Second over second, becoming that much more powerful, that closer to being able to one-shot those fire galleys. Fletching finally in. We saw the market going up at home, though, for ACCM.
Lots of villagers on that 1 Deer. Might get idle here if not perfectly macroed behind this one. And he takes the full way around. Demo at the bottom.
Demo looking for it. I don't think TaToH's watching it.
Might lose it.
Oh!
Without any damage.
It's a great snipe there from ACCM then on the demo. Rendering it ineffective. TaToH in full retreat mode here on the top, but still finding kills against those fire galleys. Idle eco at home, though. That's kind of the if you're going to call out a disadvantage from Galley Micro, it's that you have to be that much more aware of it and in tune with it. And so sometimes at home, your macro can suffer as a result. Will he go for the Vil snipe here? First going to focus down at the Fire Galley.
Knows that he will always get the villager, so wants to kill the unit that does damage to him. First, nice choice. Market now from TaToH, but after ACCM already used the market 4 times.
Yep. Stone is sold. Castle Age is clicked. TaToH needs 300 food to do the same. Should be able to buy his way up as well, only selling 100 stone to make it happen for himself.
Watch the front as well, scouts the bottom, and pretty stable game. And TaToH feels like, okay, this opening was going so well for me. I don't even need to make something crazy happen in Castle Age. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to play relatively early 3 TCs here.
Yeah, you already see the walls coming up, right? I think he feels very happy with the damage that has been dealt.
Ooh, nice block. And those will be full HP once we reach Castle Age, I kind of
Exactly.
feels like, right? Pretty crazy. And then he can play with War Galleys. Obviously not that easy to micro them, but can squeeze 1-2 demos in as well. Sneaky Fire Galley there at the top. Probably looking to spot some forward villagers.
Yeah, he's got all of his fire galleys along the shorelines. TaToH trying to hunt them down. We'll start to pressure this dock here for ACCM. Sees the garrison flag, doesn't know how many could possibly be in there, so has to respect that. Fire galleys of his own, though, now in production.
Yeah, I'm a bit
TaToH.
surprised by that.
As opposed to just continuing to mass galley numbers.
Yeah, maybe wants some buffer in front. Maybe feels okay. I will outnumber you so heavily that just going for the same unit is totally fine. Maybe goes the approach. Okay, I have some fire galleys at the front. We trade off a bit, and I always continue doing more damage from the back.
Now, while all this has been happening, TaToH has nearly completed his full walls at home, which means that any kind of a transition to land aggression for ACCM will be that much more difficult to pull off.
Isn't it crazy by ACCM that he didn't wall at all without a scout?
No walling. It's literally zero. I mean, it's gutsy, but a monastery drop now and the war galley upgrade coming in immediately for ACCM upon hitting Castle Age. Castle Age for TaToH and the war galley click as well. Bodkin for him. Makes sense as the galley player in this situation. We'll get a nice little snipe here as well. I think, oh no. All right, ACCM able to save it.
I think we need some more demos. Only one on the field. Tries to go for the left-hand side. Will be tricky. Still 20 seconds to go. That could be a lot of damage.
Yeah, upgrade timing so much better for ACCM here. He does get the engagement right away with the fire ships. Now onto the galleys. How good is the micro? How good is the kiting here from TaToH is the question. Bodkin just finished war galley for himself.
Saw how he could have taken the shot a bit earlier there, but waited for the war galley upgrade to do more damage. Nice choice there, but now the full surround. This looks good for ACCM.
Yeah, 7 fire ships to 10 galleys. TaToH gonna have to micro straight through the middle. He's in full retreat mode at this point. How many of the ships go down, though? You need to finish off some of these kills if you're ACCM because you don't want to let them regen.
But could be
very low health galleys here, looking for a couple finishes, and the numbers are starting to swing into ACCM's favor.
1-2 more demos could have been so nice, and 2 more coming over now. That's only 1 more. Oh, that demo could be crucial.
Will he find anything with it? ACCM has already decided to back off a little bit, so TaToH thinks better of sending the demo forward.
That's micro, and TaToH, well, he regroups quite nicely, has more units on board again.
All right, I'm looking to see if and when, there it is, the 100 stone gets used from TaToH that he managed to save when using the market to get up to the Castle Age. 2 TCs at the moment for the Bengalis player.
That kind of confirms that he's not thinking about ballistics here, which obviously makes kind of sense because we are not really having massive amount of war galleys, but still something a lot of people could have considered. Now that Monk would have a really big task ahead of him, demo trades off.
Trading 1 for 1 there. The Monk goes down, doesn't get a conversion. A TC dropped at home for ACCM. He does have 5 villagers on stone, just hit another 100 stone, but doesn't quite have the wood yet for a 3rd TC.
TaToH simply so much better with his farm transition, allowing him to constantly produce out of the town center. As we can see, ACCM struggling a bit more there. 3-minute idle TC for him already, and that's why we'll see Bengales, yeah, +4 villagers, but it's already +6.
Yeah, also no horse collar yet for ACCM, so when he does start dropping more farms, they're not going to be superb.
And you need to drop farms before, right? Because if you want to go horse color first, that means you would idle your town center even longer.
Exactly. Exactly. So 10 on food for ACCM currently. TaToH buying another 100 stone, looking to drop a 3rd TC.
I think ACCM needs to buy food here. It's the only way.
Oof. And that never feels good when you have to do it, but it might be the only option he has available to him. 3rd TC going down now for TaToH. So again, one step ahead in the TCs and the Vil production. Bengalis love a good boom. The demo ship not finding too much an effective hit there on the front for ACCM.
30C for him in between those 2 gold spots at home. Pretty nice for the long run. Still, like as we said, like horse color feels like something reasonable. Oh, nice demo.
That's a much nicer demo. Now ejects the fire ship. Does get a little bit of a cleanup. Still another one to deal with. TaToH, though, overall still has the control on water. ACCM a little bit behind in the eco. Now, all that said, Nili, we talk constantly about the power of Byzantines in the late game, if you manage to extend this one into Imperial and even deeper to the post-Imperial Age, they are forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah, especially on this map where we get the 2 scenarios, or kind of 3 scenarios, but the most 2 common ones is you don't have any gold, then you're like really good because your trash is cheaper, like cheaper skirms, cheaper halberdiers. You can just mash them so nicely and can go for like some low gold units or high gold units, but you don't have to go for too many of them, like traps or bombard cannons. Nice scouting here for TaToH. Or you get the scenario where you actually get the gold, and then you can punish your opponent with Arbalest. You can go for Cataphract if you wanted to, even Paladins.
Wow, with 1 scout, look how much damage is being dealt. Yes, the monks come out to threaten the conversion, and maybe eventually that dock goes up, but the Navy actually moves into position for TaToH. Will they get the monk snipes, or will the conversions come through? 1 conversion will be complete, and no monks go down. So that's a nice little trade for ACCM, but he's left without a single dock currently on the water, Nili. No chance of contesting water at the moment.
And typically, Byzantines with their faster in timing, they want to hit some timings, right? They want to go the 3TC play, but what are we achieving with the 3TC play here? Like, a castle going up won't even be a thing because we have so many war galleys up, so that has to be defensively. Monk Rush not really an option, Arbalest not really an option. ACM, I'm really curious how he wants to approach this. Looks really good for TaToH, but obviously ACM, he still tries to make it happen.
Yep. Taking a look, monk upgrades coming in for TaToH. 1 relic at home already as well. So just in case this one goes late, he's already building in those contingencies plans. He's already thinking about picking up the remaining relics. Establishing good map control with the presence of his Navy. More conversion attempts trying to come through here from our Byzantine player. Doesn't find any though. Retreats with the monks from there. 16 military to 3 currently. TaToH also has a 15 villager lead.
Yeah, that will increase once he gets to Imperial Age. Every single town center is giving him an additional 2 villagers. And probably one of the highlights of whole February, TaToH playing a team game with his friends. Michi, a map where you're basically having all the wood in the center and you can't go to the opponent. And TaToH is playing the biggest boom ever. 200 villagers in Castle Age, and I believe it was over 80? No, it was 130 town centers, I believe. And every single one gave him 2 extra villagers. He jumped.
So he's over pop capped.
He's 470 villagers.
Oh my goodness.
And went for like 300 farms, gave all the resources to his 3 teammates, and they just ruffle stomped the game.
Well, not quite to the same extent, but as he's making his way up to Imp, he will drop a 4th TC. Okay. So that'll net him yet another 2 villagers.
That's the esport version of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You gotta temper it a little bit when you're playing on the world's biggest stage against some of the world's best. But 2 minutes away from Imp. Our 2 players are in lockstep, though, on that timing. Wheelbarrow coming in as well now for TaToH to
At
aid
the left side, is
Fluico.
TaToH stealing? No, that's just the outpost. He's actually getting the relic.
He did get the relic, and in fact, he's aware of these walls going up. Scout even moving forward to aid the villager in this battle. While all of this is happening, ACCM attempting to drop his castle, though, to buy him some space on the shoreline, and he'll do just that.
Yeah, and he will obviously be really good when it comes to water, right? There is a unique unit for Bengalis. No, that's Dravidians. Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was a bit confused for a second. But Bengal is still really solid with their regeneration. But if we go to an even water fight, it should be better for the Byzantine player.
Nice attempt by that villager. Wanted more vision, couldn't find it. Goes down to the TC fire, but another Vill snipe from the scout for TaToH. A 5th TC going up in the middle will complete just before Imperial Age comes in. That'll be 10 more villagers injected into TaToH's economy upon arriving to the Imperial Age. That'll give him a 30 villager lead.
Absolutely massive. And then, yeah, we said Byzantines, they're better on water, but if you can fuel like 4 docks and your opponent can fuel like 10 docks, then it doesn't really matter what units you're throwing out there.
Yeah, he does have that castle to protect at least the real estate that the docks are eating up at the moment. Cavalry upgrades coming in for TaToH. 110 villagers to 80, exactly a 30 villager lead. Castle coming up now for TaToH, so we'll be a little bit later to Treb production if ACCM is aware of this castle placement, which I don't think he is just yet.
Will be tricky to find
Yeah, doesn't know that this castle's up yet, so hasn't started producing a Treb of his own here in the Imperial Age. Also hurting for wood at this point. Obviously, building Navy requiring so much wood income, so it's hard to get both ships and trebs out at the same time.
And against fast fires, your typical counter is heavy demo. Obviously, TaToH loves that. Bengalis do get shipwright, but don't get heavy demo. So TaToH doesn't have the perfect counter to what ACM is throwing at him.
Yeah, ill-advised fight for ACCM here. Just doesn't have the numbers yet to be taking this. Perhaps need to amass more, but the monks in tow. Maybe if we get some good conversions, we can turn the tides of this fight.
Boston goes away.
Okay, and here we see the Byzantine fireships doing absolute work, just cranking through these galleys and forcing them back. He's bought himself a little bit of breathing room. We have block printing coming in as well, going to make those monks even more effective against the naval units that TaToH has out onto the field.
Yeah, so nice, right? 3 extra range, and you can convert from a longer distance. There's a threat that they could die. Now TaToH feels like, okay, I'm repositioning here. Looks solid for him to get a better fight. Still no galleon upgrade.
Yeah, a couple fireships still out in front. To be that meat shield, chemistry about to complete. We'll add a little bit more of a punch behind those galleys' attacks. We even have heated shot coming in from TaToH.
I have to love it. One of the most liked upgrades. That's an ambitious castle here, and that should be a lot of damage.
Oh no, it's in range. The Villes are in range.
Yeah, I need to reposition that 1-2 tiles further back. And needs to buy the stone again, though.
Wow, invested just enough stone with the percentage that had been completed, and TaToH also blocking the foundation there. ACCM buys himself the space to start putting that second castle up. We've got a trebuchet working away on TaToH's castle, placed in the center. So repair Villes, hard at work.
Love the masonry here for TaToH. Wants to get more HP on his castle. Repair cheaper than, relatively speaking. TaToH somewhat winning this area. It just feels like the economy for ACCM is not there. 30 on wood against 60 on wood.
And it's still all about those military numbers. It's just overwhelming numbers here for TaToH at the moment. 28-11. He continues to push forward. Perhaps this castle goes up and once again buys ACCM a little bit of time and a little bit of space.
Murder holes could be the next step for ACCM here, maybe. Look at that, even so many ships under his castle, but the damage output is fine. It gets now the Monk Rush over here. What? How did that happen?
I love it. I love it. Get in there. Convert your opponent's villagers. Why not?
Oh, Trap a bit out of position. Tries to pack up, go 2 tiles to the right and try to go for it again. But those are really ambitious.
Yeah, a lot of ships going down, though, to this castle. And in fact, the Treb doesn't go down.
What's the kill count on that castle? I think it already paid off quite a bit. 5. Yeah. Okay. Gets quite some kills here and obviously zoning out all that area.
Yeah, 5 to the 8 that TaToH has from his castle. He does have heated shot. The village, he's got the villager conversions. See what kind of work they can get done here, but full control of the center island here for TaToH. 2 castles now and plenty of gold to work with. Ballistics also on the way.
Absolutely crazy how ACCM is getting all the resources on the map. Like, he uses the market, balances out everything, continues to build more traps, villagers, and fast fire ships. He still tries to make this as competitive as possible, but the trap again in danger.
It's 7 military to 40, Nili, and you can see how pushed to the limit ACCM is. He's got 100 of each res in the bank right now. Very little to work with. Repairing this castle because it's his final lifeline here and trying to get the military numbers out. Those Byzantine fire ships looking to do work, but it might not be enough in the face of overwhelming numbers.
Oh, look at that. Just beautiful how TaToH realizes, yeah, you have 2 castles there, one of them contributing quite a bit. You have a lot of villagers repairing, but if I'm just sitting here, you will never be able to mass up again, and I will kill your army. I will push in so many traps out.
We trade 1 castle for 1 castle, but still plenty more numbers out there on the ocean for TaToH. He's going to bring his 4 traps forward at this point. He'll make quick work at the production buildings from ACCM.
Finally, the galleon upgrade coming in here as well. Goes for the traps now. Villagers maybe trying to get the repair in, but will be tricky. ACCM, lots of trust in his fast fires, but the numbers simply not there.
Yeah, will manage to save 1 of the 2 trebs. But with this naval force from TaToH playing the meat shield to his 4 trebuchets, the second castle is going to go down quickly. The docks will follow. It's looking tough. 3 military in total on the field for ACCM.
And he has to type the GG here. Well played, TaToH. 3-1. He takes 2-1 after 3 days in the Swiss stage.
Yeah, what a showing from TaToH. Across all 3 days, he's had quite a bit of fight. ACCM as well, though. Tough losses for him. I feel like he's played incredibly in a number of his series, and unfortunately just hasn't gotten that set win yet.
Yeah, 0-3, same as Vinchester, kind of confirms that those two will face each other morning then.
Yeah, it all but guarantees that matchup, and if they weren't already feeling the pressure today, they'll be feeling it tomorrow. We've talked through a number of the mathematical scenarios. Neither of these players are out just yet.
Yeah, but they need to win both.
But they are going to need to win both.
1-4, I think, especially like with their Buchholz, because they will now face someone that won't give him any Buchholz, right? Because they're facing someone that also lost the first 3 games. So that's really tough.
You were talking
need to win too.
Yeah, you were making the point day one that losing early, that's really the struggle for you, is that as you lose early, you're playing other people who are lower down in the standings, and so it'll get you in those tiebreak scenarios for sure.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Viper, after losing the first one, is one of the worst positions when it comes to Buchholz. So if he somehow has like a 3-2 score, he will be really low in the bracket against other 3-2 scores.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Jordan, though, getting a victory today, that helps him out a little bit.
Yep, yep.
We'll get TaToH over here in just a moment for a bit of an interview.
Yeah, typically I'm the one running behind the people and saying like, yeah, we agreed on an interview. What do you think about going over there?
In the meantime,
like,
Nili and I will just hang out on the home screen of Age of Empires, in the town square, if you will.
Our hometown.
Yeah, our hometown. You told me that we perhaps have some scenarios for later in the day as well, if we ever need to buy some time. I mean, the sets are delivering, so maybe it'll just be a long day by virtue of games.
Yeah.
But
we prepared that. In some cases, if we, for example, have them some 3-0s, we have some scenarios prepared and we'll have some casters play against each other. But right now, we are perfectly in schedule 3-2, 3-1. Oh, no. 3-2, 3-1.
Yeah, 3-2, 3-1.
Basically means we are totally fine. Next set should start 25 minutes in the schedule, so no time to play that out. For now, we can give the viewers the proper esports experience, and I can send you over to...
I will head on over to go talk to my boy TaToH.
Pretty big win there. ACCM sadly 0-3, and we'll have basically elimination on the line tomorrow. Let's send it over to the boys.
Thank you very much, Nili and Dash. Wonderful cast, boys, if I do say so myself. TaToH, 3-1. Oh. I said a lot of really insightful and hilarious stuff there. Trust me on that. Is yours turned on as well? Yeah. Yes, beautiful. All right, I'm here with TaToH after a 3-1 victory. Congratulations, sir. I want to dive straight into it, though, because map 1, Aztecs, did you expect that at all?
No, I didn't expect Aztecs. I expect the strategy though, but because I didn't see Doka, so I knew he wanted to do that. It's something that he really shines on. Like he always on preparation. When we have practice before the tournament, he always tried to do those kind of mind games, and I think it worked pretty well. He did a lot of damage with the Menatams. I fell a little bit there. I guess it's the first game of the day.
Yeah,
it happens. But his execution was flawless, and basically, he didn't give me any opportunity to come back.
Yeah, a couple of those early Ville snipes. Again, it was so interesting to us that he left Persians up for that map. And so we were thinking he had to have had something up his sleeves. With Aztecs, though, being picked in that situation, how did you begin to reevaluate the rest of the series and where the civilizations might be placed?
That's a good question because, like, I didn't know if it was going to be Aztecs or Mayans on Arabia. And when I saw Aztecs, obviously, it was going to be Mayans on Arabia. But they still, like, the big thing that I didn't know was what civilization was he going to pick on Hip Arena. That was I didn't know what he was going for. I actually even thought that he was going to use Byzantines.
Oh, on Arena. Interesting. Yeah. So, and you were comfortable playing Poles into Byzantines as well then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Italians is a bit more dangerous, actually.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, here we go. We're taking a look at that Hippo Arena game. You came forward here for the castle, had to retreat as a result. Very conservative castle placement from you, in fact, in all of this. Were you at all concerned at this moment that you did not get that forward position that you were clearly looking forward?
If I get a forward position, it will have been much easier for me. But I think the fact that he built the castles outside helped me a little bit there. Because then I didn't have the forward castle, but I kind of had it at the same time. Because they were not too far from my castle. So I could push him fast before he get the critical mass of his crossbow.
And it's an interesting thought, right? Because you're the one with the melee unit. If those castles are instead behind the wall, your cavalry are not nearly as effective at removing repair villagers or even weeding out these Genoese crossbow numbers, because that was really all we were looking for, was him hitting that critical mass of Genoese crossbow numbers, but you'd never let him get there. I don't think he ever hit really above 20. And it was just a battle of how quickly can you destroy castles and how quickly can he build them?
Exactly. Like I had his idea, like he knows that he needs a space, so that's why he builds the castles outside. And I was like on a timing. If I take longer to push him and he gets that critical mass, I think it will have been way harder for me to pull it off.
Now, multiple times here, we've seen you go for conceding relic control on Hippo Arena into a 3-stable scout into light cav kind of situation. This time around, though, you weren't as lucky to contest as many relics as the last time we saw you with the Khmer pick. Was that at all a concern for you, that by that point he had already managed to pick up 4 of the 5 relics, or not so much?
Not really, because the fact that he picked the relics that early meant that I was super ahead in economy, right?
Right.
So because he also built, like, I was surprised that he did the scouts.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a straight boom because Italians the niche shines, and maybe like fight for map control in mid castle age. So I cannot push that castle, but I felt like okay, he has 3-4 relics, because I think I did a poor scout in that map. But at the end, like, I felt like I was super ahead in economy.
We jump over to Arabia, Portuguese versus Mayans. At this point, you know you're going to be playing into Mayans because of that Aztecs pick earlier. I'm questioning your thoughts on the map generation here and just how it affected your strategy, because we noticed that, like, with that massive wood line in the middle and the number of hills around it, we were just kind of curious how much of a battle it would be for certain kinds of positions, and it seemed like you had perfect ideas, macro ideas of where your castles needed to be in order to control this game.
Yeah, like I had good map when I saw, like, my Bulan was exposed, but still, like, it was easy to wall. And when I saw, like, even Stonewall, I was like super surprised that he did that. I think he invested way too much. And then it was like Portuguese shine on these kind of games. He wanted to play full crossbow. I was concerned because when I cleaned the first army, I didn't know if he was going to switch to eagles or not. So that was I was a bit cautious there.
Yeah.
And wanted to play it a bit safer. And then I knew exactly when he was going. Like, my imp time was really important.
Right.
Then get chemistry fast and wait for his tech switch.
The eagle timing definitely much later for him. I don't know if you're aware, you managed to kill the castle right before El Dorado came in.
Ooh.
So never completed there. Also, were you aware that he didn't get Bodkin very early on? Okay, I wasn't sure if you had recognized that, but it was a number of fights that we were like, ooh, this could go completely the other direction if that Bodkin actually was there for the Mayans player.
I realized that he didn't have Bodkin, like, in the third fight or something.
Okay.
Because, like, in the first fight, he was just castle 8, so it was, okay, he's coming now. And then the second fight, I thought, okay, he has it for sure, but I didn't double check. And then the third one, I was like, these fights are going really good in my favor.
Yeah.
We both have ballistic, we have the same upgrades, and I realized, oh, he doesn't have a +2. So
I asked this question of Viper yesterday, but I want to ask it to you again today because of seeing this Bengalis into Byzantine's pick. I feel like there's a beginning a shift in the water meta where galleys are becoming a lot more potent again, whereas, a number of months or even a year ago, it was fire galleys or nothing. At this point with Bengalis, it feels like when you get to that magic number of about 6 galleys, as long as you can effectively kite, it seems like the answer. And that's in the face of Byzantine fire ships. Do you feel like maybe people are going to have to start to rethink water meta?
I think the meta is there for a reason. But it's true, like, if you have space to run and kite, galleys can work, right? It's a bigger investment because at least you need like 6, 7 to pay off, and you also need fletching. So it can backfire as well, because then you need your economy is weaker, your castle time should be slower as well. But as I said, like, it's risk, but it can have a really good reward, because once you clean all the water, it's really hard. Like, you will surround all the shoreline with the galleys, and it's harder for him to come back on the water.
I don't know if you probably don't know this, but Nili also decided to call back to a Michi game of yours playing Bengalis, where you managed to, reach 400 pop or something because you dropped how many TCs?
I dropped 114 TCs.
Oh, my God.
and then I reached Imperial and I got like 228 Villiers.
That's absolutely.
And I was pop cap, so I had like 428 Villiers.
Yeah. So we said you went for the esports version of that here with just 5 TCs when you hit
only
Imp.
5.
But it was pretty insane. You went from a 20 Vil lead to a 30 Vil lead instantaneously in Imperial Age, and in a lot of ways it felt like that was the lead you needed to overcome the Byzantine fires late in the game. It gave you the ability to kind of mass produce the galleys and overwhelm ACCM in numbers.
Italy Imperial as well. When you idle the TC to match up the Byzantine's Imperial time, it helps. Like every really counts. And I felt like, okay, I have resources to do 5 TCs, and then I will have more villas because you are not pop cap, and also you need that to be able to afford Seabright.
Final question for you. I'm stealing this one from Dave earlier in the day. Just kind of curious how players are continuing to deal with the added ban per day. For example, we saw you draft Incas into your Civ draft. Didn't get played yet today, but every day we're seeing a new unique Civ get pulled into somebody's draft somewhere. Do you still feel confident in your general read of Civ strength and where they apply to maps that you'll continue to draft, fluidly throughout the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, for sure. As I said, I think it's something that we are prepared as well, because we play different drafts with different amount of bans. So I feel confident. I think, as I said, the civilization will switch a little bit, and maybe the strategy on every map, because it will be maybe fast civilization versus slower civilizations in the incoming drafts. But at the end, I think preparation is important, and we will see a lot of new civilization for sure.
If we could perhaps snag a peek at the schedule for the remaining matches of the day, I can get TaToH's thoughts for our upcoming set before we hand it over to our casters. We've got Mr. Yo versus Villese in our third set of the day. What are your thoughts there? Mr. Yo, one of our remaining undefeated players.
Mr. Yo undefeated, but 3-2, 3-2. So
exactly, yeah, very close.
If it's continue it might be a 3-2 as well. I will not be surprised, and I think it could go either way. I think Villese is playing really solid as well. He also 3-0 Viper is nothing easy at all. So I think I'll go either way. I don't have any clear favorite there.
Well, there you have it. 5 maps is all I'm ever hoping for. So hopefully these two players are able to deliver. TaToH, once again, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the interview.
Nice to see you.
From here, we're handing it over to T90 and Vinchester for the cast of our third set of the day. Enjoy.
Let's go.